social distancing today.
We're social distancing since I've been in a hospital with my boy, and so who knows what I've picked up from a hospital.
I'm staying away from her because she may have the cooties.
So before
so here we are. Hi.
We get started. We have some thank yous to dole out. Barb sent us a box of chocolates.
Hey, Barb.
Thanks, Barb.
Hey.
And let's see. Deborah sent us a book that she had written about domestic violence called Sweetie, How Much Should You Give Up to Keep That Relationship? Very nice of Barb to send us that book.
I think we're backwards.
Are we? Oh, crap. Okay, hang on. Let me fix it. I don't know if I can fix it.
Can you fix it midway?
I don't know.
Oh.
No.
No. No, we're going to have to just stay like this.
We're
sorry,
just
guys.
sorry if we're backwards. And then
we'll fix it tomorrow.
Well, yeah. And then from Matt and Sarah Napier, who are friends with one of our chick turns, our writers, Liberty, they sent us a couple t-shirts and some coffee mugs, which was very, very sweet.
Oh my God, so sweet. Thank you.
So thanks you guys for all of the presents. It's so nice to come back to work.
I know, we come back and have presents. It's like really sweet.
So here's the deal. We can't see, we're too far away from the phone to see any of your comments. We'll see them all after the fact.
Yeah.
So obviously don't stop commenting and we will read them all. It's just that it's too far away for us to see what you're saying right now.
Yeah, so tomorrow, usually we do Q&A on Friday. So we were thinking instead of doing, since we can sit really close and read the questions for Q&A Friday, maybe you guys can throw some questions at us today or throw some questions at us at our Facebook page, but here would be the best forum, I think. Yeah. Throw some questions at us today if you can, and then we'll answer them tomorrow because we can get them in our separate seats. 6 feet away from each other, because the reason that we're sitting far apart today is because she was in the hospital with her son. Over our break. It
has not been a good time off for me at all.
Yeah.
So anyway,
but he's okay.
He's fine. It's just that he is unable to be released from the hospital right now because his COVID test has not come back yet, and it's been 84 hours since he had the test, which is just, you know, I guess I'm another example of like a real world example of what's going on with testing right now, right? With COVID-19.
Well, I mean, sure, she is a real world example, but there are a lot of places that can turn it around in a day.
Yeah. Like Lily.
Like Eli Lilly.
Is doing the drive-thru.
Right down the street. Yeah.
1 day turnaround. So if I could actually get my boy out of the hospital and just take him through the drive-thru, we would have a quicker result.
Yeah.
But right now, the hardest part is that he, of course, has cerebral palsy and cannot move or talk and advocate for himself, and he's alone. And that's
excruciating.
Horrible. That's the worst part of all of this. And so the longer that he's there, it's more excruciating because it seems so pointless that he's there when all of his symptoms have resolved. Like his fever is resolving, and everybody now is kind of thinking that he just has like a UTI infection, and there's really no reason for him to be on a ward full of COVID positive people, where he's probably at a way more risk of getting it there than he would be if they would just let him out.
It's so dumb. It's so dumb. Just let him out.
Ah!
It's like the dumbest thing ever.
So
this is the thing. We get so many mixed messages about this stuff. It's so dumb.
It's so dumb. Same thing with masks, you guys. Like right now, you know, my mom is like, wear a mask. And I'm like, well, okay, but the Surgeon General is still saying healthy people should not be wearing them. No. And then there's mixed messages even about that.
And there's only certain kind of masks that help. So even if you wore a mask, like it depends on what kind of mask you wear, and unless you're sick, it doesn't matter.
That's another frustrating thing too, because I know that, what is it, the LA mayor who just told like the entire city of LA, if you go out and about, wear something, even if it's just a scarf over your mouth. And I'm like, I mean, the messages are all over the place, and that's another really frustrating thing.
It is. It's extremely frustrating. So, you know what else is frustrating is the fact that I had to watch the entire series of Tiger King over my break. Now I know that like this is not important to anybody, but I promised her that I would watch the whole thing.
I loved Tiger King.
Okay, so I'm a Yellowstone girl, and she's a Tiger King girl. And I told her, I said, I promise you I will watch the whole freaking series.
And you did.
And I did. I watched the whole thing, you guys, and I hate everybody.
Well, of course, you're supposed to hate everybody because they're all horrific, horrendous people.
The weird thing is I kind of, the first 3 episodes of Tiger King, I kind of started liking Joe Exotic.
Yeah.
Can't help it. Total white trash. But I liked him. I was like, listen, I kind of like this guy.
Because you just can't even help it.
I can't help but like him.
You can't.
You know, I can't help it. And Carol Baskin can suck it, right? She totally killed her husband.
And fed him to the tigers.
Totally killed her husband. And she's such a money grubber. I'm like, God, why do you... And then she has to bankrupt, Joe Exotic's mother? Why do you have to do that?
She's a beast.
What kind of person does that? So anyways, I don't like her at all. So in the end, I don't like any of them.
Right.
I don't like any of the people on that show.
But didn't you think it was well done? Like the way that they did
the way that they,
told the story?
They did a fantastic job weaving all the white trash together. It was fantastic the way that they did it. But I like Carol Baskin the least.
Yeah, I think that's the universal feeling.
Yeah.
For people that have gotten through the whole series, I think everyone generally comes away with that sentiment.
I like her the least, and then second least is the guy Jeff with the who's doing the Bret Michaels School of Hair. Y'all know what I'm talking about? He does it's like, dude, you're bald. Just own it.
Yeah,
you're bald. He does the bandana with the baseball cap, and then he's got the gut, and he thinks he's a total stud. And it's like, no, you're not. And then he's got a beautiful wife, and she's pregnant at the end, and he's like, can't wait for her to get back in the gym. Oh my God, that guy.
Well, and his zoo that he opened at the very end, it's open. And so like if you go to that zoo's Facebook page, his daughter is here and she's precious and he seems to like her. So
God help that little girl.
Everybody in that show.
She's going to be raised by that man. I'm just, God help her.
Yeah, that show was a trip.
It is. It's a trip. But Yellowstone is better. Team Beth.
Missed you guys. There's been some talk because there's another show on our same radio station, the Hammer and Nigel show, and they were telling us last week when we were still here that the names of their followers, like the people who follow them, if you're a Jason Hammer fan, then you're a Hamroid, and if you're a Nigel fan, you're a Nigerian.
You're a Nigerian.
So they were asking, well, what do the followers of the chicks, what is their nickname?
Yeah.
And we were like, well, we don't really have one because we used to call our full-time writers chicklets.
Yeah, which we love. We love that. We love the chicklets. And so we were like, what could we call you guys? We've always called you guys clever and competent listeners, clever and competent readers. We've never had an actual name for you, like a fun name.
And so producer Rob, who's probably going to bust in here any second, he always calls us the two shrews.
Yeah.
Out of affection. I mean, even though it's an insult, it's an affectionate one.
Yeah, we take it. We love it. We love being called as the shrews.
So someone on Twitter yesterday said, how about the Shrew Crew? Which I just totally love.
I do kind of love that. I do love that.
It was great.
I do love it. And then your son had another name.
And then my younger son had an idea of calling our fans and followers the Flock, which I also thought was pretty cute.
It's a little biblical. But I also love the Flock. I do, but the Shrew Crew is growing on me because it's more our style because it's kind of funny.
Yeah,
you know, because we don't like to take ourselves seriously. And ever since we started our site, 11, almost 12 years ago, people have always hated the whole, oh my God, you guys call yourselves chicks.
It's so like
so sexist
and condescending,
denigrating. You guys are terrible to call yourselves chicks. How can you do that to yourself?
These are the same people that are like, I'm rocking the slut vote, right? Or they get all, I'm taking the word slut back.
They're so bent out of shape about the word chick, and so we just laugh about that. We're like, okay, whatever. And they call us Stepford wives and all this kind of stuff.
Someone accused us on Twitter yesterday of having boob jobs. They were like, you guys are just dyed blonde bimbos with your fake implants. And you're like, and I was like,
oh my God,
we're totally flat-chested.
So sweet. I wear like an A cup bra. It's the sweetest thing. The somebody thought I had implants. That's really
I was like,
sweet.
you know that these are serious psychos when they say you have implants.
Oh my God. That is the sweetest thing is somebody thought we had implants.
Ridiculous.
That's precious. They're there.
I know, it was really nice.
They're there. If somebody wants to do a GoFundMe for implants, I'm willing to take
I think elective surgeries are on
hold they're on hold right now. Sorry. But yeah, so I like Shrew Crew.
Yeah,
If
it's
you
a good
guys
one. But also, if you have other suggestions,
somebody
someone just sent a. We can see the GIF. Of
I can see a dog scratching himself with a cone on his head.
But we can't see any.
Is that the code for boob job? I don't know what that is.
Also, just listen. Trump said it in his latest recap, daily presser, whatever. These next few weeks are going to suck so hard. Really, really hard. And so he's warning us of that. The doctors, Dr. Fauci, Dr. Birx, they're warning us of this. The numbers are playing out, and it looks like it is really going to be just an absolutely horrible few weeks that we're all going to be living in, right? So now is the time, and this is why it's so important for you to listen to last week's podcast episode. Now is the time that we need to be extending grace to everybody, right? To be more patient, be more tolerant, be more just patient with people in general, right? And that was sort of the driving theme behind our podcast last week, and it's up on our website. If you haven't listened to it yet, you can catch it there.
Yeah.
But the reason I bring it up is because obviously I've had some experience with healthcare workers over the last several days. And I cannot tell you how much of a difference it makes to have people with humanity caring for your loved one. I mean, it makes all the difference in the world. And there are really sucktastic nurses out there. I'm looking at you, Carmen.
Yeah, Carmen.
And Shannon. You're not much better. And there are also some absolutely amazing ones. Holly and Kate and so many others at St. V who have been amazing. And it just makes such a difference. But even with Carmen and Shannon, trying to be like, understanding about how much this sucks for them, because I cannot imagine a worse time to be in healthcare than right now. And so just massive kudos to anybody out there who is in the healthcare world in any capacity, because you guys are like right on the front lines, and that is.
But I'm
wow.
also, I want to also give a shout out to I'm driving into work today, and it's pretty bare driving into work, because our lives haven't changed at all. We're still driving into work every day, and it's still, to me, it's the same, except for we're sitting a lot of feet apart. And so I'm driving in today, and I pull up to a red light, and there was a trash, a trash truck. What is it?
Garbage truck?
Thanks. Garbage truck. Sorry, I haven't had all my coffee yet. And I have been sleeping until 7 the past 3 days. But there was a garbage truck next to me, and the guys were hanging off the truck and everything, and one of them had a mask on. And I thought to myself, that guy has to touch everybody else's crap.
Yeah.
Everybody else's trash, everybody else's gunk, everybody else's icky stuff. God knows what he has to touch, and he's doing it. He's doing it every day. And I thought, oh my God, that's a job that nobody is thanking anybody. I don't think anybody's thanking a trash man, So thank God for those people. Thank God that they're out there doing it.
Everybody that's still doing their stuff. All this, the people that are stocking the grocery shelves.
Yeah.
And everybody that's still doing their thing despite the risks that we all face.
And there are people right now so many people right now, you guys are losing their jobs. We are having groceries delivered to our house, and last week the woman that delivered our groceries, because we're paying the $10-15 extra to have groceries delivered, the woman who delivered our groceries, she showed up and she was talking to my husband 6 feet away, of course, because she dropped him on her porch, and then she's standing in our driveway talking to my husband, and he was talking to her about how are things with the grocery store, blah blah blah. She's a CPA, and she was laid off from her job because her firm couldn't hack all this, right? And so her firm laid off a bunch of CPAs, and so now she's delivering groceries. So just make sure that when you see these people doing these things, you don't assume that you know who these people are. Make sure you're thanking them. Make sure you are extending grace to these people, because that person could be you next week, right? So we all just need to make sure that we're watching out for one another, and that we're trying to support one another where we can, because you just never know. I mean, I wake up and I thank God every day that I still have a roof over my head, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
we have a lot to talk about on our regular show today. We're going to be playing some clips of the Cuomo brothers having more of their little love spats on TV, which have become just my new favorite thing to watch. You've probably heard by now that Chris Cuomo has tested positive, so he's doing all of his broadcasts from his basement. And his brother, governor of New York, talks about him frequently in his daily pressers, just giving updates. And he seems to be doing okay, except he's battling this fever and just the aches and pains that come along with a fever sometimes. But the way that they banter whenever Andrew Cuomo is on his show is absolutely adorable. I don't care for either of them particularly, but watching them have their little love spats, it is the greatest.
It's just like watching them as brothers and not as a politician and a news guy. It's like, it's so fun. They're so fun. Yeah.
We're going to dedicate an entire segment of today's show to the Tiger King, simply because there has been so much news after the show. So if you haven't watched it, or if you have watched it, you'll find that segment particularly interesting.
Because he's asking for a pardon. I cannot with this guy. Hi, Rob.
Hey, how's it going?
We're distancing today.
Why?
Because I was in the hospital.
Because Thomas was in the hospital.
So I don't know what I picked up.
He is in the hospital.
There.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah.
We'll also be playing some new clips of Joe Biden sounding absolutely batshit as usual.
Also, a dude tried to teach his dog how to drive.
And he got pulled over. This dog gets pulled over. It's like going like 100 miles an hour or something. So that's obviously...
I feel like I could do that with Cash, my Great Dane. I feel like I could teach him how to drive. I feel like he's smart enough and he's big enough.
I mean, he's definitely big enough.
Yeah,
the size is not the problem
I think he could probably do it. He could reach the pedals. He could do it. Yeah.
So yes, we will be talking about that as well. Hunter Biden had his baby boy. I don't know if you heard. Joe Biden's going to now have to keep track of a whole other grandbaby.
Okay, wait. Did I read right? It's his 5th child.
Hunter's 5th kid?
That's what it said.
Wow, is that right?
That's what it said in this. It said it was his 5th child.
That's a lot of yeah.
He needs to get off of women. I mean, like, calm down, dude.
That's a lot of babies.
With 3 different women, right? 3 different women. Right. 3 different women, 5 kids.
Yikes.
Dang.
So, and Joe Biden never remembers how many grandkids he has anyway, so so this will be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, 4-letter word, job. Okay, another thing, too, we're talking about is that China, the wet markets are back.
I hate China, you guys. I hate them, and my Chinism has never been in more full effect than it is right now. I cannot stand that country. Yeah. By the way, their spokesperson, their China spokesperson of the Communist Party, keeps posting crap on Twitter that is just so enraging, infuriating.
They're also lying about their numbers.
Yeah, they've lied.
They've lied. And when people, and who is covering for them?
Oh my God, who is the worst?
Who is the absolute worst?
You know, we're not asking that as a question. We mean the World Health Organization.
Yeah.
Who?
You know what's weird is that when people like and love things, I'm eating all of the
It does look like you're eating all the hearts.
I'm eating all the hearts. I'm eating all of them.
It does look like... I wonder if it looks like that for them. You're going to have to say if it does or not.
It's really great.
Because I don't know.
I'm eating all your hearts.
Okay. Yeah, so we're going to be talking about who and just the absolute shameless, horrible organization that has become, and how pro-China and like anti-humanity the World Health Organization actually is. It's horrible. Absolutely horrible.
They're despicable. Don't get your information from them.
Yeah.
Go to the CDC.
Yeah.
Yeah, because who sucks? They suck all the monkey balls.
Every single ball from a monkey.
All the balls. All of them. What else? Is there anything else?
That's... Well, Bernie, still think
still
thinks he has a chance in this race, you guys.
So you're saying there's a chance?
There's no chance.
Hey,
but he's like,
shorts.
He's like, I have a path to victory. It's a narrow path.
I'm asking once again for your financial support. That's what he's doing. He's constantly doing that.
So
oh my God.
He's still in this race, you guys.
He's still in it, you guys.
And
He's
Andrew Cuomo, by the way, one of the clips that we're going to play of the two brothers having their little love spat is of Chris asking Andrew Cuomo, listen, there's a lot of rumors flying around about you being the guy for the Democrat nomination instead of Joe Biden, who's clearly lost his marbles. Obviously, these are my words and not Chris's. And so he asks his brother directly, are you going to run? And Andrew Cuomo answers him very directly. We're going to be playing that audio on our radio show. That's why you should listen from 9 to 11.
You should totally listen.
WIBC.com.
Yeah, .com. You should listen because, we have all the fun. And usually the last two segments, we get speed, and then we do spedendum.
Which is the addendum to speed.
Yeah. It's fun stuff, you guys. We try to, stay really fun. So if you just want to, forget about some things for a while. Usually it's about stuff like, I don't know, Rob brings in a lot of strippers and midget porn. But we try to make it fun.
We do.
So that way you guys can laugh a little bit. If you're just over it, the last half hour of our show is usually a lot of fun. So
really the whole
thing is really fun. But we try to really lighten it up in the last half hour as well.
Yeah, because at 10:30 we bring Rob into the mix, and then at 10:45 we bring in Rob and Jason Hammer.
Yeah.
And so it's just...
It's mayhem.
It's crazy chaos.
It's complete mayhem. Yeah, so... so tune in if you want to have some fun.
Thanks again to all of the lovely people who sent us presents. They were, again, we have Deborah and Barb. Thank you for the chocolate, Barb, and for the book, Deborah. And then, of course, to the Matt and Sarah Napier for the T-shirts and the mugs. That was so sweet.
So sweet.
All of you, thank you so much.
The gifts are so nice. Thank you.
And
we're gonna do kind of a hug right here, guys. Hug. Oh, it's a big hug. It's a big Thursday hug. You guys have a great day, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.